Welcome to the Enjoy More 30s Family Finance Podcast, the only podcast dedicated to making life more enjoyable for young families by hitting on the financial topics that tend to weigh on us, stress us out, and distract our focus from simply enjoying life.
Hello and welcome to the Enjoy More 30s Family Finance Podcast. This is the last kind of summation episode for the initial Your Money Mindset series. I hope you've enjoyed it so far, and more importantly, I hope this has helped to remove some of the anxiety items that kind of hold us back and stress us out and kind of keep us from enjoying life as much as we should be. And that's really the point of all of this. Finance, remember, insurance, investments, all this kind of stuff, they are just tools. We are here to really enjoy ourselves and try to make the most out of our lives. And we need to use these tools to kind of help get us there, but having big numbers on a piece of paper is not a goal in of itself. Now I'm going to go through all 7 episodes here, just bullet point kind of format. This way I'm thinking, you have one episode, you could even sit down with your spouse for 10 minutes, recap all 7 of these, hit on the major points, and take some positive steps forward. The first point here is from episode 1, Unknowns Are Scary, is the importance to clarify unknowns. If we clarify the unknowns, we remove the anxiety. When we just check off boxes, I have a 401k check, I have life insurance check, whatever that checkbox may be, that doesn't often remove the anxiety because we're not really confident that we have that issue covered. So better questions we should be asking ourselves. Number 1. What do we want to do? What actually makes us happy and gives us enjoyment in life? Let's try to focus our energy on doing more of that. The second question is, where are we going? Having an idea of where we're projecting to gives us a better idea of what we can afford more to do today. The third item is, what do we need to protect? What scenario do we want to protect for? And what amount of coverage do we need to have that level of security for that situation? Again, overall, money is a tool, not a goal in itself. So episode 2 was Like Super Gymnast Flexible, and really the biggest takeaway from that is flexibility is very, very important because we don't know what's going to happen down the road. 20, 30 years is a long time. We want to make sure that we have the flexibility to adapt as we need to. One of the best ways to adapt and stay flexible is not having all of our money tied into just a bank or just retirement accounts, because each one of those accounts have a specific purpose. Not saying you shouldn't have those accounts. However, a taxable invested account can sit between those two and takes the accessibility of a bank account. You can get to it whenever you want to without a penalty, but it also allows you to invest the money and have it in a position where it has a much higher potential for growth than a bank account would. The third episode, Survivors Don't Complain About Too Much Life Insurance. And it's pretty much a simple theme here. Way better to have too much life insurance than not enough. If you're young and healthy, it's very cost effective. It's not really going to affect your standard of living if you go from a $1.5 million policy to a $2 million policy. Again, young and healthy equates to very affordable coverages. And remember, again, your biggest asset as a young family is your income potential. So protecting that biggest asset, that income potential, is really important. Episode 4 was You Already May Be a Future Millionaire, and it's all focused on getting an idea of what path you're already on, and you may be better off than you otherwise may think. And if you are better off, well, now you have a good idea of how much extra could I potentially have for today and enjoying more for today. Episode 5, Make a Kid Experience Bucket List. We 18 summers with our kids. They go very quickly. Let's make sure that we're not missing those opportunities and we are making those moments that when we look back, we say, you know what, thank God I did A, B, and C, because that was one of the most enjoyable family events that I've ever had. Number 6, investments should be boring. Again, they are a tool. They are not a toy. Diversify or spread out, fancy for saying spread out your money, and don't let emotion dictate your decisions. Lastly, advisors are not just for old people. If you want an advisor, great. If not, that's cool too. Just don't have the mentality that you should be waiting until you're in your 50s to have one. It is available for you if you are wanting. Lastly, remember the most powerful tool you have is time. Money loves time to grow. So if you have, whether you have an advisor or not, that's really the focus that you don't want to lose sight of. Again, as always, thanks so much for tuning in. If you did enjoy this episode, please make sure to review us on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen. There are literally millions of young American families out there I'm trying to reach and help just like you. The last point I'll leave you with is our next series will be coming up shortly, and it's going to be called the Money Multiplier series. So it's going to go more in-depth on specific topics with actionable items that you can take in those specific topics to make the most out of your situation. And again, making the most out of your situation with the intent so that allows you to enjoy living more today with your family and the things that make you happy. Thanks very much, and I look forward to connecting with you in the next series to come.
The conversations on this show are Joe's opinions and provided for general information purposes only. They do not constitute accounting, legal, tax, or other professional advice for your specific situation. You should always seek appropriate advice from a financial advisor, accountant, lawyer, or other professional before acting upon any content or information found here first. Joe is affiliated with New Horizons Wealth Management, LLC, a branch office of TFS Securities, Inc., and TFS Advisory Services, an SEC-registered investment advisor, member FINRA/SIPC.